Thank you, welcome. This is a regularly scheduled meeting of the Waterville City Council. Anybody that would like an agenda, they are in plastic sleeve in the back. Before we go any farther, I will ask the chairman, please lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And before we start any further, I have the privilege to read a proclamation here proclaiming Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month. This is something that we do every year. Whereas every child is precious and deserves to grow up in a healthy, safe, nurturing environment free from the threats, dangers, and harmful effects of child abuse and neglect. Whereas child abuse occurs at every socioeconomic level across ethnic and cultural lines within all religions and at all levels of education. And whereas child abuse and neglect impacts our entire society and can cause traumatic, psychological, emotional, and physical harm, which can lead to detrimental behaviors and mental and physical illnesses in children and into adulthood. And whereas child abuse is a community problem, finding solutions depends on the involvement of people throughout the community. And whereas the effects of child abuse are felt by whole communities and need to be addressed by the entire community. Whereas effective child abuse prevention programs succeed because of partnerships created among social service agencies, schools, religious organizations, business and law enforcement agencies. And whereas youth-serving prevention programs offer positive alternatives for young people that encourage youth to develop strong ties to their community. And whereas all residents should be more aware of child abuse and its prevention and become involved in supporting parents to raise their children in a safe, nurturing environment. Now, therefore, the Waterville City Council do hereby proclaim the month of April 2016 Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Month. And we urge all residents to recognize this month by dedicating ourselves to the task of improving the quality of life for all children. And there will be a vigil to kick this off, and I believe it is, I want to say it's April 5th, but I will make sure it's posted on the city website, and we'll get it on the Facebook as well. It is a nice event that we have right outside City Hall to kick this off, and I would encourage anybody that can be there to be there. Next up is community notes. Community notes is time where if anybody has something they'd like to say or talk about that is not currently scheduled to be talked about tonight on the agenda, please come up to the podium and tell us who you are and what it is you have to say. Is there anybody for community notes? No, moving on. Next will be approval of the consent agenda. Could I have a motion for the approval of the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor? Okay. Next, unfinished business, we have ordinance 502016.
Move to read by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
An ordinance providing for amendment to the zoning ordinance.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
It needs a roll call vote,
Oh,
sorry.
yes, it does.
Counselor Sol,
Yes.
Counselor White,
Yes.
Counselor Mayhew,
Yes.
Counselor O'Donnell,
Yes.
Counselor Boucher,
Yes.
Counselor Dupont,
Yes.
voted 6 in favor and 0 opposed.
Next, new business, resolution 522016.
A resolution providing for bid award 2016 pavement maintenance program. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Waterville, acting as municipal officers as follows, that the city hereby accept the low bid of $248,805.60 from B&B Paving of Herman, Maine, and that a 10% contingency allowance be added in the amount of $24,880.00 for the shim and overlay street upgrade projects scheduled for this year. Funding to be allocated from the FY 15-16 pavement maintenance account.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Next, resolution 532016.
A resolution providing for bid award 2016 street rehabilitation project. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Waterville, acting as municipal officers as follows, that the city hereby accept the low bid of $593,345.74 from Vaughn Thibodeau Contracting of Bangor, Maine, and that a 10% contingency allowance be added in the amount of $59,334.00 for a reclaim work plan for this year. Further, that an additional $70,000 be set aside to reclaim that portion of Upper Western Avenue not being included as part of the five-way intersection project on First Rangeway. Now therefore, total funding in the amount of $722,679.74 is to be allocated from the FY 15-16 road bond account.
Move to adopt.
Any discussion?
I do have a question. I received a couple of calls after this was in the paper. So I just wanted to ask about, has there been any traffic study or any concern about how this would change the traffic in that neighborhood near Mount Mercy and Chase Avenue and?
The repaving?
Yeah, I know this has been on our list for quite some time.
Yeah, it has been, that's
To
right.
get work. I'm just wondering if there was ever any discussion about if we're closing that road, how that would redirect the traffic. I feel like we had that discussion.
Yeah, well.
I can tell you, since Mount Mercy blocked off that throughway a couple years ago, that intersection, which was already extremely dangerous, is 10 times more so in the morning when people come screaming around that corner, because a lot of parents are coming from Oakland way, and so they'll come around the other side and just scream around while there's all these cars that are now all diverted to come up just that side. So I think this will be a big.
I'm sure there's gonna be some complaints when we finish this project and all of a sudden people find they can't go from Mount Mercy down that Upper Western Avenue section to the intersection. They're gonna have to cut across the field and go down Chase Avenue.
Making my trip to John's Market a lot longer.
That's my route too. Right, I'm gonna have to go all the way down Mayflower Hill Drive to First Rangeway, turn right. This project was talked about when I came here 11 years ago. That's how long it's taken to get to this point. So, have we had any recent traffic studies? The answer is no. All we know is that it's, the traffic, the accident occurrence in that intersection is 3 times what the state considers a normal or safe rate.
I mean, that's pretty much what I told someone, is that, the safety component is much higher than the possible traffic issues that it could cause in the future.
I think that's why we're at this point.
Are we on that resolution right now, or are we on a different resolution right now?
Actually, we're not on that one just yet.
I was gonna ask.
The 5-way intersection.
Yeah, let's
You
go
want to
on.
ask a question now?
I was gonna ask Mark, have you had any experience with the Vaughn Thibodeau group?
Yes, we have. They're mostly a general contractor. They'll do the major construction work, the reclaim portion of the work. The paving is usually subbed out, and that'll be probably most likely Wellman Paving. They're the crew that did Cool Street a couple years ago, last year. Very good contractor, responsive, and
Good.
they've done good work.
Did they do Cherry Hill Drive area, or was that someone else?
They did Mayflower Hill, and, no, that was B&B.
That would be, okay.
Yeah. Vaughn Thibodeau did Mayflower Hill Drive, and
They did part of Messalonsky Avenue, Edwards. We've worked with them in the past.
they've been involved with several projects over the past few years.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on this resolution? All in favor? All in favor. All right, resolution 542016.
A resolution providing for bid award 2016 Municipal Partnership Initiative, MPI. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Waterville acting as municipal officers as follows. That the city hereby accepts the low bid of $216,551.75 from B&B Paving of Herman, Maine, and that a 10% contingency allowance be added in the amount of $21,655.00. An additional $25,000 will be included for reconstruction of the sidewalks on Union Street. The total project cost therefore being $263,206.75. This will be divided equally between the city and the Maine Department of Transportation, with the city share being allocated from the FY 15-16 road bond account in the amount of $131,603.37.
Move to adopt. Second.
Discussion.
Just want to remind the council, this is another one of the examples where we partner with the state on what are really state roads, but in order to get something done in a timely manner, we've decided, and this is fourth year maybe that we've done MPIs, something like that, that by doing part of or half of the cost, we get these roads done a lot quicker, because both Airport Road and Union Street are state aid roads.
How much is in the fiscal year 15-16 road bond account?
How much is in there?
Yes, I mean, all these, this is coming from that account, previous one from that account.
It was
Well, ours total of
$1 million.
1 million back in, is this the 2015?
This is the second year.
Or the 2015? So a year ago, we had a bond issue, 1 million of which was for road repairs. This is the second year. We'll have a third year to finally spend all the bond money.
This is it, Mike and I made a mistake, it's 1.5 million.
It's 1.5 million, and this is it.
2-year bond.
Yep, 2-year bond.
Payments,
A lot of,
I think when we get done in another couple of years and we look back on all the roads that have been done, I think will be a very, very important achievement, because many of these were neglected for a long time.
Everybody ready for a vote? All in favor? Next order, 55-2016.
Move to read by title only.
All in favor?
An order providing for transfer of funds to natural gas tip.
Move to adopt.
Mike?
Well, looking back on it, this should have been before the 3 road projects, because the $50,000 in this article is essential, well, not for all 3, but the money here is going to be used to do the work on
item 1, the shim overlay.
the item 1. So this one should have preceded the one on the shim and overlay, because that's where this money is going to be used. So I hope you approve it. And on the gas line TIF, natural gas TIF, at this time last year or last June, we estimated we were going to take in $200,000 in TIF money. In actuality, we took in $280,000. And so that extra $80,000 is what we're proposing to take the 50 from. Okay? So we're not spending that account totally down. In fact, we're leaving 30 for next year.
Is that because, Mike, the value of what they put in the ground was more than we thought it was going to be?
I think so, John, right. And maybe not only the value, but the extent of it. Yeah, Paul, I think made a guess on how many miles of line would be in, and it ended up being more.
And Mike, is this the total of what we're spending on the roads this year? We're not taking any from the mill rate, we're using this to pay for the roads.
That is right. We're using this to pay for the roads. In the budget books that I passed out tonight, however, there is $250,000 for road work. Well, when I say next year, it'll be work that will be done in 2017, right? Mark, the money in our budget that they're going to approve for next year that construction work will actually happen in 2017.
Yes.
We're almost always a year behind.
Will that show an offset also of taking from TIF funds?
We're taking the 250
So
from
there'll
the
be a revenue that matches to that as well.
natural gas tip. Yep.
And that 250 is what we try to put in annually in a road, is that what?
Right, last year we had to lower it to 200s, from 250 to 200. So that's the 200 from the natural gas that I mentioned. So we ended up taking it to 80, as I said. This should be a help, because in one of the later articles tonight, we're talking about appropriating money from the downtown TIF. Actually, 2 articles on the downtown TIF. So this will show you the gas pipeline TIF, the downtown TIF, airport, and Hathaway. We have 6 TIFs now that Mid-State Machine is gone. We have 6 TIFs in the city. Only 4 are shown here because these are the only 4 where we actually get to capture money. For the Hootamonte TIF, all the money that we collect goes back out. For the Elm Plaza TIF, all the money we collect goes back out. These are the 4 where we actually keep some of the proceeds.
Can I ask a paving question too? I mean, Mark's department does such a great job getting the roads, nice and smooth and all, and then you see where they're coming back in to fix the fittings for the pipeline, and it makes a hole there that gets patched. Who pays for that?
Well, when we give them the permit to open the road up, we collect a 10%?
10% retainage for future repairs on the project. But they're responsible for the initial trench opening, the temporary pavement, and the final pavement. They pay for that.
If they don't do it, that's what we use their 10% for. After so many years, months,
I think it's 2 years.
2 years, we
Goes
give them back the 10%. So actually, we hold it for quite a while. And I'm still surprised because we are holding a huge amount of money, right?
We are. There's
Like
a lot in.
$300,000, something like
Yes.
that?
Yeah, somewhere around that,
Yeah.
in escrow.
Anything else, anyone? Okay.
We need to vote on that.
Yes, I
All those in favor?
We need a roll call on this one, right?
This is the first new business, right?
Oh, it's new business, okay. Scratch that. Sorry.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Okay, resolution 56-2016.
A resolution to accept bids for the first Rangeways 5-way intersection. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Waterville, acting as municipal officers as follows, that the city manager be authorized to accept and award the 5-way intersection project to McGee Construction LLC for the price of $204,491. Be it further resolved that the city manager be authorized to expend an additional $18,509 to secure a geotechnical inspection firm and to cover any contingency issues. The Maine DOT and the Federal Highway Administration previously agreed to supply $223,000 for this portion of the project. The city is providing in-kind engineering as a local match. No additional city funds are anticipated for this project.
Move to adopt.
Second.
This is the one we talked about earlier, the 5-way intersection. And as I said, it's been a long time in the making. The summary statement tries to explain some of that history. Remember, we got bids last fall, and they were way over. And we were seriously worried because the city had already put in $26,000 of our own money into this project. When the understanding from the very beginning is it was all going to be covered by state and federal monies. No city funds to be put into this. We were going to put in-kind work. So fortunately now, the bid prices have come in a lot lower than what we got a few months ago. We can go forward. The state has found additional money to put into the project. We'll get our $26,000 reimbursed. And hopefully when it's done, not everyone will complain.
I don't know if this is related or not. There's been a lot of work at the end of the road. over the last couple of years. Who's responsible for that? It looks awful. And it's always, is it the water district? Is it the pipeline? Who is that? That's kind of torn up the end of the road, and it still looks almost like an abandoned construction site.
Well, that was a sewer district.
Sewer district.
Sewer district, and I think the thinking was, they're not gonna rebuild that section because it's gonna be removed in a few short months, so could have been left better than what it was, I agree with that.
So that will all get fixed as part of this project though. And
Well, remember, that will all be grass.
That's no longer gonna be road, right?
That's all gonna be grass up to the cut-through from, I don't know if you know where Bill Lee lives, but very close to where Bill lives, on Mount
it's
Mercy
all gonna
Avenue
be
will be a cut.
grass. You're not talking, I'm talking about the street,
What are you talking about?
this driveways.
Well, yeah, the road will continue to the driveways.
The road will come down to the end.
It'll be
Dead
dead
end,
end.
right? I'm talking about the road, not the field.
the whole way.
There will no longer be a road past where, you know where Bill lives? Bill Lee?
Build the last house or no?
Next to last house, coming down Mount Mercy Avenue before you get to First Rangeway, there's a house on the corner on the left, if you're coming down to First Rangeway. And you're at the intersection looking at John's Market.
So there'll be a little, like an inlet there, the street won't come all the way down. There'll be a grassed area down to the sidewalk, I presume?
There will be no street, no nothing, it'll be all grass. There will be a sidewalk, because it's there now.
After Bill's house.
Yeah,
There's not houses behind
So glad
Yeah, there's not houses beyond that with driveways that need access, or will they just pull out on the other side?
Those houses will have a road in front of it.
of course, they'll have
There's
access.
two other properties below Bill that'll
Yeah.
have road access. But there will be a patch of, lawn area too.
From the
beyond that,
intersection coming up a
to a
short.
sidewalk.
Okay.
Coming up past that, like, it's like a white, it's like a duplex apartment at the bottom, past that, and then. it's
Yes,
village, so-
yeah. I think that duplex empties out on the first
I
ringway.
believe that's correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember where the driveways are, but.
You were close. You were close.
I'm sorry?
You were close.
I was close.
Yeah.
And I'm confused, because doesn't Chase already connect? So what does it connect?
It's gonna connect over to my street, Upper Western Ave. Because you used to go to cut through Mount Mercy to get through, and now it's just gonna, that way people can get through without hitting the
He's
intersection.
gonna have a longer route to John's Market.
I don't mind if it stops at intersection,
Yeah.
it's scary.
Yeah, it is scary, and from my understanding, the pulse of the neighborhood is, it's like you said, Mike, there are some mixed reviews about it, as far as inconvenience for some of the residents there, but they're also mostly proponents of the safety issue.
Safety.
And traveling that part of my neighborhood, it is notoriously dangerous on many occasions in certain segments of the day, even at night. So it's I think it's a long anticipated, overdue for this to happen, obviously.
Mike, I'm just curious, what is a geotechnical inspection?
That's part of the DOT required specifications for the work. So it's not anything the city is requiring. Part of the project design, that inspection is a part of it. And there's going to be an extra amount separate from the contractor who builds the road. It's a separate contractor who's going to do the geotechnical work. That's why Greg wrote it that way, because in essence, there'll be two contractors, one doing the project and another to do the geotech.
Do that inspection, I see Mark kind of nodding, that
Mike, close on that?
Right, yep.
Yes,
I want to be close.
you were very good.
Okay.
yeah.
So just one last question, so,
Yep.
how long will this project take? Is there a, because I'm assuming neighbors.
Yeah, I should have had you answering all these questions.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deadline is on that. I think it's,
Is it like 3 or 4 months? And
it is. I don't think it goes into September, so we're trying to button it up before school starts back up. So,
So we're starting soon, May?
Oh, I think so. We haven't heard, I don't know if we've heard anything on that.
we'll make contact with the contractors tomorrow if this passes and get things moving right away.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you, John. Mark?
Any other discussion? All those in favor? Next, resolution 57-2016.
A resolution providing for authorization to hire Riverwalk consultant. Be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Waterville, acting as municipal officers as follows, that the city manager be authorized to contract with Mitchell and Associates an amount not to exceed $23,500 for design and consulting services in regards to construction of a boardwalk, riverwalk at Hedda Falls. Be it further resolved that $3,500 be authorized from the downtown tip account to supplement the $20,000 previously approved by the council in resolution 135-2015.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion?
Move to amend to delete a zero from 3,500.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
All right, do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Oh, wow.
Can I get a motion to move as amended?
Move is amended.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Okay. All right. Resolution 58-2016.
Move to read by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
A resolution providing for issuance of a victualer's license to Divine Consigns Incorporated, doing business as the Country Manor.
Move to adopt.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Do you want to come tell us about it?
Do you want to hear?
I do.
How long do I have?
The news is struck.
How long do I have?
Free Amy's diligent writing has already got this up on the internet.
Oh, gosh.
So this is free advertising.
Yeah.
So
That's not one here, Mark.
Tell us,
No,
thank
it's
you.
really-
Take advantage of it.
Tell us where exactly is
Well,
this?
Amy's unbelievable article just hit their site like an hour before we got here. So thank you, Amy. She is like the best writer. I'm telling you, this girl runs. Where do I start? This started from a clothing consignment store. We've done really, really well in Oakland. It was a store that we created for our children to teach them the value of a dollar and how to work. And it became a place where I did homeschooling last year, taught them out of there. I did a lot of the bookkeeping and learning math on the spot. And it's all just kind of taken on a life of its own. The manor was not in our thought process. We were discussing one day how we were outgrowing the space that we were in, and we needed a larger space. We happened to be driving by there with a friend of ours, heading on a real estate call, and I picked up the phone just as a, hey, what are you asking? We went and saw it the next day, and here we are. So it's a little odd scenario how this came about, but our name is Divine Consigns for a reason, and I think that where we're about to head is bigger than us, and our intention is to have a retail shop in the front section that used to be the old buffet that will have furniture and clothing. Right now, what we sell at Divine Consigns in Oakland is upscale clothing and furniture, many new items and used items. We consider it, more high-end, but we will take anything, vintage, antique, modern. If I have an eye for it, and I think it will sell, we take it. That will be the front. Upstairs, we'll have a full bridal salon because I've taken on a couple of bridal stores that have closed their doors, and they consigned with us, and that has taken on its own. I'm dealing with brides on a daily basis, sometimes hourly. So we'll have a full bridal store upstairs. And with the bridal store comes the 300-person banquet facility where I can now host events for the brides. Lisa Rosignol from Visions Flowers is coming on. She'll be doing all the decorating. She's wonderful. I have a cake vendor. I have all the vendors on one site so brides can stop and shop in one spot and not have to go around and around. And downstairs, we've decided to do what's called the Country Manor, and that will be a steakhouse. True steaks. Lots of them, many cuts, many sauces, Southwest flair, and just our heart and soul. Outside, we will have a flea market on Sundays for 24 to 26 weeks a year. And when I say flea market, I know that sounds a little, but it's not going to be. We'll have vintage, modern, antiques. We'll have places for people to rent and sell their wares, crafters, vendors, food folks. I would love to extend options to more folks to do farmers market, because I know that, that's becoming an issue. We'll have games for children. It'll be a family event.
Fantastic.
Any questions?
Well, thank you for taking a blight in our community and
It's
turning it
important.
into something really, really exciting.
We'll hope to hire, we already have plenty of people that have come on and said, geez, I really want to work with you, I want to work for you, I want to be there. So our expectation is 20 to 25 employees to start, and that's just a start. I hope to employ more.
Okay, and an historically important place for Waterville.
Absolutely. We're not changing. You guys will
Very
be shocked.
excited.
We're not going to change a lot of the inside. It's just being brought back to life and clean and neat.
Yeah.
So I think you'll like it. And I did buy a home kitchen, so everything. So the kitchen will be state of the art.
We're great, well, thank you very, very much. All right, all those in favor? Thank you. All right, next is resolution 59-2016.
Move to read by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
A resolution providing for issuance of a liquor license to Divine Consigns Incorporated doing business as the Country Manor.
Move to adopt. Second.
All in favor? Okay, next resolution 60-2016.
Move to read by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
A resolution providing for issuance of a special amusement license to Divine Consigns Incorporated doing business as the Country Manor.
Move to adopt. Move to adopt. Second.
All those in favor? Congratulations.
Thank you all
guys.
very much.
Next, resolution 61-2016.
Move to read by title only.
Second.
All in favor?
A resolution providing for authorizing the issuance of a victualer's license to Maine NEC Corporation doing business as J&S Oil Incorporated.
Move to adopt. Second.
All those in favor? Next, order 62-2016.
And you want to do this one title only, I hope?
Yeah, move to read by title only.
Second.
All those in favor?
An order providing for utility location permit.
Mr. Mayor, at the request of the applicant, they'd like to have this postponed indefinitely.
Oh,
They weren't ready to complete the entire project, so they asked us to pull this off for a night.
okay. Can I get a motion to do that?
Motion to the table. Second.
All in favor?
Can I, want you to move to?
Yes, if you would please, a waiver for waiver of cloture, so that we could discuss resolution 63.
63-2016.
Right, which Pat has put in front of you.
So there's a motion.
So I motion to waive a closure for 63-2016. Second.
All in favor? Okay.
And explain to people, this is an item that I neglected to put on the agenda for tonight. It has to do with a request to extend the historic district in downtown. Back in 2012, the city got a section of our downtown named as a National Historic District. That's on the map that you see accompanying this. And we would like to extend that district. Unfortunately, the map color you have doesn't show the different colors, but it's that section of the downtown from Temple Street to Appleton Street. And what we need to do is hire someone that can negotiate the entire process for extending that historic district in the downtown. Back just like in 2012, the city paid for that work to get the first district approved. We want to extend that district. We're hiring the same consultant that we did back then. It's a very, very important designation in terms of tax credits that people working on buildings can take advantage of. And Mr. Dupre is here, Justin Dupre, and he just wanted the opportunity to let you know about the buildings on Main Street that they own. The two where the siding's been removed off the front, very visible, and that's in this section that we would extend the district to, and hopefully.
And part of the reason we're actually able to even discuss this is because they did that.
Right.
I think you deserve a round of applause for doing that on Main Street. It looks great.
Thank you, thanks a lot. No, and I'm Justin DePrey, and my brother and I and father own the buildings, and we're working on them. We're really excited about everything that's been going on with the college and the town, and everyone's, support for the projects. And this, the historic district is really going to allow us to do a lot more renovations on the buildings and we want to do market rate apartments on the top 2 floors of the buildings, on the one building, and on the second floor of the other building next to it. And having the tax credits would, allow us to do that, to do market rate and have people in there who can come in and the town and spend money. And I think having more people living in the downtown would be a great thing. And, I've shared that with Colby as well, and that's hopefully they're going to do their portion of it. And unfortunately, we don't have quite the resources that Colby does, so we have to look at trying to make some money at some point, maybe sooner than they do. But so this would really allow us to do something like apartments and really restore the building to their original character, and it would also allow everyone else in the district to do that as well. And I've spoken with the owner, Steve Colomidis, who owns Waterville House of Pizza, and he also owns the building next to it, the Thai Bistro and Attitudes, where that is. And I spoke with him about this, and he was really excited because he wants to remove the facade from his building too, which would be great. I would love to see that. I think that's worth $5,000, but that would be nice to see. And yeah, so that's really going to allow all of us in that district to take advantage of the credits as they have done, as people like Charlie have done in Silver Street, and Hathaway have done. Those wouldn't be possible without those credits either. And we want to make those buildings as beautiful as they can be and bring them back to their original character and get more people living down in the downtown. So that's what this will really allow us to do and make it feasible for us to do that. And $5,000 is a big help for us right now, and it'll help everyone else do the same thing that we're hopefully going to do. So yeah, that's basically it.
Great. Thank you.
Mike, yes. Obviously, we don't have the. I did see a nice colored scheme somewhere along the line. I don't know where that went, but.
Oh, we emailed it this afternoon.
Oh, did we? Yeah. Because I thought your legend talks about district expansion, 10 buildings, and I thought that was the group going up toward Appleton Street. And then it says another additional 13 buildings, and that goes up by the fire station. We're not including the fire station in that number.
No, that's she quoted us a separate price to do that third block, but we're not proposing that at this time.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Any other discussion?
Can I have a motion to put on the
Motion to
floor?
approve.
Second.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Thank you. Under the manager's report, I passed out schedules, you should have it in front of you, budget schedules, meeting schedules, and we start next week with a joint committee, joint meeting with the school committee, so next Tuesday, so if you would make sure on your calendars, every Tuesday from here until June should be blocked off for budget meetings. We've been meeting at 6 o'clock for Steve and Jackie's benefit. Our budget meetings are Tuesday at 6 p.m. If that still works for people, we'll stick with it. I work for you. Tell me what works best. It seems that 6 o'clock has been fine in the past. So we'll meet next Tuesday with the school committee to give a big picture overview of the budget and start in earnest the following week. We have 3 weeks now between council meetings. We don't meet again until April 5th as a council for a regular meeting. So, next Tuesday, 29th, we start our departmental reviews. Yes?
I had this question last year.
Okay?
we have a first reading on May 3rd before we had a chance to discuss the entire budget. And I'm wondering if we can
We can certainly move
move
that,
that down.
yeah, we can certainly move that forward.
I just feel uncomfortable before we've had a chance to go through the entire budget before we have a first reading.
Yeah, I think the schedule goes back to when we had to take action because of the school, and, you know, that changed. So now we're not under that time deadline anymore, so you're right. Thank you for pointing that out.
Not 3 votes, now, just 2.
And only 2 votes now.
Yeah.
Not that you didn't.
Last item I have, just to let counselors know that today, the Solid Waste Committee met, and at your April 5th meeting, they'll be coming forward with a recommendation about where our trash should go 2 years from now. Because remember, we're still committed to PERC for 2 more years.
Is it the cheapest option?
I'm sorry?
Is it the cheapest option?
The one they're recommending is, yes. Yep. Yeah. Whether it's the longest term one is another question, but we'll have time. We'll have time. Tomorrow afternoon, the TIF Advisory Committee meets, and that's an important meeting too because of the project at Seton Hospital and the request for a TIF consideration there. So eventually that will come to you. I'm not sure if all of that discussion can be finalized tomorrow. I don't think it can be as to what the TIF committee will recommend. So there may be 2 meetings tomorrow and another one before we get to the end of that discussion. Airport committee meets tomorrow afternoon at 5:30, right, Ms. Daniels?
Yep.
Yep. And that's it for meetings through this week. So unless you have any questions of me, that was it on my list.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.